Hey, what's going on guys? KoKWZ here, and today welcome to a brand new series and a brand new video game for the channel, this being XCOM 2 with the War of the Chosen DLC. Now XCOM is a video game franchise that's existed since the 90s in the form of XCOM UFO Defense, XCOM Apocalypse, Terror of the Deep, a lot of different games, and it was rebooted in 2012 as XCOM Enemy Unknown, which was actually the first rated M game that I've ever owned. And it was a game where I wanted to play it so bad that I ended up making a PowerPoint to show to my family as to why they should let me play it when I was like 13. But anyway, so I have a lot of history with this franchise. It is one of my favorite games of all time, and I am so excited to do a Commander Iron Man run. Now, we do have some mods. I'm just going to apply some changes here. This is going to make it so that our characters develop or they start with different statistics, some with higher health, some with lower health, some with all kinds of different bonuses. As I said, we're going to be playing on Commander, so there's 4 different difficulty ratings: Rookie, Veteran, which I think Veteran is probably... Veteran or Commander, in my opinion, is the best balance in the game. Rookie is way too easy. Legend is very difficult. There's a lot of people who are genuinely good at the game and they can play Legend with a bunch of mods making it even harder and win, but you have to be okay with losing soldiers, and you also have to be okay with just absolute bullcrap. But I've beaten the game on Veteran twice. I've never beaten the game on Commander, especially with War of the Chosen, so I'm excited to see what happens here. Now, one of the options we're going to enable is turn timer to double the length of mission timers. Now, this does make it significantly easier, but I genuinely deplore having to sprint my soldiers all the time, just like way into the beginning of guerrilla ops, just to, have them up there. So this is going to allow us to be a little bit more careful. And yeah, that is going to be the only change we make. We do have 3 different soundtracks. We're going to start with War of the Chosen. In my single player, well, this is single player, but in my own game, I was using the UFO Defense, which sounds really cool, and then the Enemy Unknown one is classic, so we can consider that as time goes on. Again, Iron Man means that every choice you make is final, and it's the only way to earn achievements, so we're going to play with it, and we're going to play with the integrated downloadable content, and with that, let us begin.
Accessing the feed now. We're in. But I don't know for how long. You seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic. They were telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap. A really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
Timeline you placed upon us, mistakes are bound to happen.
It wasn't our fault. Please!
There's no need for any of this. I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time. Did you say something? You're one of those? You must understand, I had no choice.
Outrider, report.
So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
Are you sure?
Reapers are always sure.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood. Now the real war begins.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Remember, only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep Gatecrasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Alright everyone, and just like that, we're about to partake our first mission, Operation Gatecrasher.
It's time the aliens and the rest of the Advent administration learn that we can hit them where it hurts. So we're moving into the city center to strike a high-profile target. Deploy and approach the designated position. Neutralize any hostile contacts and secure the site.
Alrighty, let's get right into this. Whoa, that's a crazy throw. Okay. Is he German or Belgian? Belgian, okay. So, before we do anything, let's look at the different things and how XCOM is played. So, number one, you have a certain number of soldiers at the beginning of the game, generally 4. And you have moves. You can tell by these 2 blue arrows right here the amount of moves that we have, and so we have 2 within this turn. And so anything within the blue is we can run there, and once we move somewhere, so let's say for instance we want to move to this orange car. Number one, you'll notice that there are these shield symbols on the cover. That would be half cover and that would be full cover. You generally want to stay in full cover all the time when you are actually engaging enemies, but we've moved once, so now our distance turns yellow, and yellow is a sprint, which means if we now use it to run over here, that used both of our arrows, and you know, you can click on and see that Lauren can no longer move. Now, let's see, you can also tell because of the not created equal thing that I selected that our characters have different stats as far as they can run. So it looks like Maria here can run farther than Jarney? I have no idea. So let's just go ahead and run Maria up to this full cover and see if we can see anything.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So we can definitely see a group of enemies here. And we could take a shot with a 63% chance, but as you can tell by these eye symbols right here, we're not in their line of sight yet, and I would prefer to get everyone a lot closer. So that's what we're gonna do. Now they do have the opportunity to move, but I'm assuming they're not going to. They don't. Now Lauren's in an interesting place. She doesn't really have the ability to engage in full cover, so we're just gonna wrap her around here in the half cover, and we are definitely gonna pull her out of this situation because we don't want to fight both of those pods. So for right now, we're just going to overwatch the rest of our units. And in this situation, pull Lauren back here. Now, what I think we're going to do is we're going to engage these guys. So I think we open up with Lauren, and you can see here we have a 70% chance to hit with a 57% chance of critting. We'll do between 3 to 5 damage, but as you can tell over here, and it'll highlight the minimum they can do. They have 4 health. We could definitely kill, especially if we crit, which would do even more than the max damage. But it is a little alarming. However, I think we are going to... We're actually going to take this far one over here. Because if we manage to kill... Oh, never mind. That one doesn't have a crit chance. We're going to kill the one on the stairs. If we manage to do it, they're farther away, so it's going to be easier for us to respond with. Come on, Lauren. We love Lauren. Alright, so now they're aware of us, so we no longer have concealment with our rookies. And it looks like they put themselves in an interesting situation, because what I'm seeing right here is the possibility of claymoring. No, it doesn't quite reach, and it doesn't blow up all their cover, so not 100% worth it. We could overwatch, which would mean that once we give our turn over to them, and if they start to move, we will take a shot at them. But I think in this situation, what I honestly want to do is let's see if we can potentially kill, but definitely blow up the cover and do some damage. It doesn't kill. That's okay, because we can use Jarn to hopefully land, which they do. And now we have one more option. So let's see, a claymore would be guaranteed damage. And I'm a little concerned that this doesn't kill. We're gonna do it. And since I threw that, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to shoot it. I can, and we'll stay in concealment with our special unit, and this is a Reaper. Unfortunately, it looks like that trooper was gonna drop a scope, but we destroyed it, which that's gonna happen. So now I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our Reaper to move forward, and we can see everyone else over here. So what I think we're gonna do is just slowly inch people up. We get an overwatch, we get another overwatch, and we'll get a reload. Alright, do they move closer? They do not. So I think what we're gonna do is drop an overwatch with you, and we can react with these two. We're gonna try and take out the far trooper. 81% chance of critting. Come on. That's a really, really, really unfortunate miss. But they don't get revealed, which is great. But since we shot at them, they are going to be aware that something happened, so they're going to come a little closer. Take an overwatch reaction shot. We do some damage on the officer, it looks like, which is really good. And actually, they're grouped up. So what I'm curious about, and you still have your grenade, is our options. We're going to move into this full cover. Looks like we do have a shot. It's a 22, so we're just going to overwatch with you. And then, this seems weird, but we're going to run Jarny. We want to run Jarny too. We're going to Jarny up here into this full cover. Let's see how they react. Our overwatch didn't go off. Okay, now Jarny is now marked, which means that the other troopers will have an easier time shooting, but we are in full cover. And it's really hard to hit someone that's in full cover. Okay. Good deal. So no damage dealt in this turn, which is really, really good. So I think what I want to do, they're no longer put together like they were, but we have some options. Not great ones, but we have some options. So number one, I kind of want to see if Lauren can just do the impossible and get the 4 damage on this grenade, which I think is a 20% chance of happening. No, it's 3. Which is okay, because Shadow is going to take the officer out. Still doesn't get revealed. That's a crazy statistical anomaly. Okay, unfortunately, we can't throw the grenade far enough from that position, and I don't want to pull out of cover. We have a 29 and a 28 respectively, so I think what we're going to do is just overwatch. And this is risky. We're going to move Maria closer. We're going to see if we can shoot. We can't, so we're also going to drop another overwatch. And that's a flank. I just put them in a flank, but it missed. I didn't consider that move. Really far away, but these cars will explode, so Jarny... Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to have to move, but let's see here. Let's get you in full cover. What are your shots? 37, not wonderful. Jarny, I don't really know where you can move to, but it's got to be somewhere. I think what we're going to do...
I go when I'm needed.
So we'll get you over here. Not great, but we can put you behind and maybe we can get some flank shots in the following round. Jarny, we'll have you go to this full cover. And we do have a grenade. We'll try and use it on the far one. Okay, now we can use Maria to hopefully land the trooper. There's a 71 that she missed. Happens. It happens. We don't hate our soldiers, we just get kind of upset at them sometimes. But we do have one more, and it's a 61 from Lauren, and you already know Lauren's going to hit this. We love Lauren. Oh, random explosions. How is this one trooper going to react? Goes for a really long shot. It's a terrible line of sight. I'm surprised that, you know, that trooper can even see her. Another explosion. And we do have a 51. But let's see, can we get a flank? Now, you'll know we get a flank by this icon here. If it's red, it means we have line of sight. If it's yellow, it means we can flank. We're not going to be able to run far enough. But I think I am still going to try and take a shot, and we can react if we miss. Or if we don't kill. But we do. That was pretty incredible.
We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
We're going to run Lauren all the way up because I think she's the MVP of this mission. And we're just going to end our turn because there's no more enemies, as Central said.
-15, rendezvous at the extraction point. Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
Now, I think that was a wonderful first mission from us. 6 out of 6 enemies killed. No one even took any damage. So, really well done. Although, I did put, maybe it was Maria, in that horrible position where she could have been one-shotted, but I wasn't really thinking.
To destroy all we have built. To return us to the chaos of the old world. Only together can we oppose them. United in the Elders' love for us, we shall prevail, no matter the cost.
Whatever, Speaker. You literally look evil.
Nothing boosts morale like a few dead aliens. We got more than our share today.
Alrighty, so the only one to not kill was our rookie Garcia, but somehow she still got a promotion, so let's see what she did.
The Ranger serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
So Rangers are a really powerful class, and in the main game where there's only the 4 main classes and then an extra one you get later on, I would say they're the most powerful behind potentially the extra one. Really incredible skill tree. That sword is useful the entire game. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Let's see what Jacobs gets.
Just like it sounds, our sharpshooters engage enemy targets with pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
So, snipers in this game are simultaneously very good and relatively mid, especially in the early game. I don't think they're that great, but obviously you've got to get them higher levels so they become better with better skills and whatnot. So, we'll see what we decide to do with Jacobs, but let's check the GOAT, Lauren.
Serving as our demolitions experts, the Grenadiers provide heavy ordnance delivery whenever and wherever we need it.
Now, this I'm actually a really big fan of. Grenadiers, especially early game, are vital for blowing up cover and dealing AoE damage. So, I'm excited for Lauren to hopefully continue to be that person. And Polish last name did not do anything specific. Now, we do have a potential bond level between the Sharpshooter and the Reaper. I'm not going to take it because these two classes are really similar, and I just don't feel like... Well, you know what? Technically, we could send a Reaper ahead and then shoot from the back with our sniper. We're going to wait, and in the future we can bond them if we want to. But for now, we have to go talk to Dr. Richard Teigen.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology. Commander. Dr. Richard Teigen, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
We love Teigen. He does great work, and let's see what kind of work we'll have him do off the bat. So we have different research options, and you'll be able to tell. It gives you an estimated time frame of how long it'll take. So it looks like we could break apart the weapons that we got from the soldiers we took out, as well as analyzing their armor. We could look into the alien biotech that we had implanted in our brain, the commander's brain. Or we could research some experimental weaponry. Honestly, I like the idea of researching modular weapons. This will allow us to research tier 2 weaponry as well as equip different attachments to our guns.
I do find that area of research to be among the more intriguing options available. We'll begin work immediately. I'll send word when a complete report is available.
And now let's go talk to Lily Shen, daughter of the GOAT.
Commander to engineering.
Okay, reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service. You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander.
We love Lily. Lily is the daughter of, I forgot his first name, Shen, who was the engineer for the first XCOM game. But she's able to build things like medkits and smoke grenades and flashbangs and all kinds of stuff. For now, we're not going to build anything.
Early on that the Avenger has a tendency to dip forward when the power
yeah, that sounds nice.
Load without the engines engaged. At first, I thought maybe it was a stabilizer issue, but now I'm starting to think it's all just part of the alien's grand design. The core itself may not be entirely stable, which would explain why the aliens went through so much trouble to isolate it in the bow.
It's an interesting thought. Speaking of interesting, let's see what Bradford has to say.
Commander, good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to the bridge, the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military. And it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
Yeah, it is. Let's go. So, by the way, from a canon standpoint, we are the same commander that tried to fend off the invasion in 2012. 2012 being the year Enemy Unknown released, not actually when the aliens invaded. But we do have a rumor from the Resistance, so it looks like there are just reports of activity. They'll take 5 days and we'll get supplies from it. So we're going to move our mobile base over here and we're going to scan. And you can see in the bottom right, time will elapse, dates will elapse.
We may have chosen a different means of resistance, but our people fight for the same reason, for the world we once knew. Together we will end this occupation, or die trying.
So
my people have thrown off the shackles of alien oppression, and through
there's a lot of talking, especially early on.
We don't rely on the aliens' technology, and we would never live in their cities. We are the hunters. We move in the shadows, and we won't sleep until the last alien is dead at our feet.
Appreciate you, Volk. So now, let's see, we have the Resistance faction, the Reapers, located, and we are able to do secret missions that allow us, like covert ops, that allow us to get different bonuses, different weapons, supplies, intel, just all kinds of different things. So we'll look into those in a second, but for now, we're going to scan at this supply site.
This will prove to
So
be
3 days have passed, modular weapons are now available, which means that we actually have a breakthrough. And the breakthrough is that if for 5 days, and breakthroughs are something that will disappear, so our conventional weaponry will now deal an extra damage. I'm going to take that because early game that would be very, very useful. And now that I think about it, I want to go over here and build a resistance ring very quickly. That will allow us to do the covert ops. And we'll continue scanning. Looks like we did get the supplies, so it turns out it was a sports arena. And it turned into a hospital, so there's a bunch of old supplies from the hospital. So we got some supplies. Now going over here, it looks like we have some more activity that could give us some rookies, which having a lot of soldiers is always a good thing in this game. Especially if any die or get injured on the field. But it looks like we do have our first mission. And it is going to be to recover an item from a train. It's easy difficulty, and we'll get an engineer in East Asia. We're 1000% going to go down there and attempt to deal with this mission. Now, generally speaking, I don't like to customize any of my soldiers until they're, you know, a corporal, which if we click on Jacobs, for instance, and go to his soldier abilities, Corporal is the next tier. Because, you know, at Squatty, they're not very good, and they'll get significantly better as time progresses. But they gain more health as they level up as well, and I just don't want to, you know, spend a lot of time customizing Jacobs if he just dies. So, who do we want to bring on this first mission? Well, I would like to get our Reaper up to a higher level because they are just amazing for reconnaissance. And I think also we're gonna take... Do we want Lauren? Is that who... We're gonna take Lauren as well. And then, honestly, I think we're gonna take Aaron Jones. And also, we're going to take Enrique. Because Enrique has... Ooh, Enrique has really poor aim, actually. But he has really good hacking. I think we're going to take Stanislaw because 74 aim is actually kind of insane. With 11 movement. Oh, no, Molly Murray. Molly Murray has 70 aim, 10 movement, which is low, but has 6 health. Doesn't have a lot of will, but I just like the idea of it. She is a normal intelligence, which means she'll gain AP points a lot slower. She'll gain them a lot slower. Okay, let me think about this. We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it, and in the next video, you guys, we are going to try and recover this item. But with that being said, I'm going to end this first episode here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you're at. I'm excited for this campaign, and peace.